Let's get it. Episode 7.
Welcome back, everybody, to Ballin, episode 7, I believe.
You are correct.
7. I'm Beckett alongside Nick Boyd and Ben Rickavicius again. Today we're going to do some quick power rankings, move that along faster than usual. Of course, we've got our Players of the Week and Rookie of the Week, but in the middle of that, we've got a crazy few segments, some new segments, including a debate, maybe first take style
100% first take style.
Yeah.
It was inspired by if you guys listened or watched, because we're on YouTube now,
Yeah.
the last week's episode, I said words, and that sparked a whole 10-minute debate between who is the better player on the Hawks, DeJounte Murray or Trae Young.
Shout out Santino Mayoni.
Shout out Santino
Oh,
Mayo. Is he out there?
Hey,
Oh, he's
wait.
right there.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway, I sparked a debate between
Yeah.
these two, and they went fucking off. And I was like, hey, this is a great idea for a segment.
The people
so I
have
made some questions.
Yeah, the people have spoken, and they want more. They want more.
Me and you and Beckett have spoken.
I've also heard viewers
Oh.
of the podcast say they want more. So
okay.
shout out to those
Good to hear.
people.
Good to hear.
Trying to see what the final poll when I posted the DeJounte Murray and Trae Young thing. Trae Young 73%, DeJounte Murray 24%.
Yeah, you're in the minority on that one.
That was a lot closer than I thought.
yeah,
it would be.
yeah.
The people know basketball, and that's good to see.
Anyway,
I thought it would be like 90-10, but
not too much news this week. Really, the only major thing that happened was City jerseys dropped.
Yeah, and a
Real
lot of
quick.
them were Heat.
A lot of them were Heat. Not too many mid ones, except for the Heat ones. The Miami Heat ones were dog shit.
bought a
Don't
Jalen
like
Brown
those.
one already.
I
like
have
it.
the one in my cart. I was gonna buy it. There was a little debit card debacle.
I think my
should be
favorite new ones might be the Hawks,
The peach ones.
the peach ones. I
Have
do
you
like
seen
the
the
Peachtree
Hornets?
ones. Those are solid. Those
the
are
Hornets
solid.
are interesting.
Those are solid.
yeah.
The weirdest ones are the Blazers, which I don't hate them. They're just weird.
I like the color
And
combo.
the Pacers. The
but it's
Pacers
just
have weird ones too.
Pacers, it's kind of growing on me a little.
They're just weird.
They're weird,
I
but
don't
it's growing on me a little.
know. I don't know. And the Warriors ones, they're cool, but they're weird.
I don't really like the Warriors ones.
It's the big.
Warriors
They
are
look
terrible.
like
The
something
flower-
you get from like Sheen or something.
See, the thing is, they look really cool, but that flower, the golden flower on the bottom, is weird because most of the guys are tucking in their jerseys, so you don't even see it.
Yeah.
So why is it there?
the whole concept is weird.
It's weird. A lot of them are good. A couple of them are boring.
Yeah. Order a City jersey for your favorite team
Yeah.
in NBA stores today. That's not a sponsored plug.
Why is he?
Yeah. Don't give them free. Don't give them free sponsorships.
Okay. Anyway,
Let's get into some.
Let's get into some rankings.
some power rankings pretty quick. Let's just run through your teams. Ben, go.
cool. All right. We'll start off in the East. Pistons coming in at number 15. Disappointing week. Magic 14. Yet again, disappointing week, but they didn't have Paulo, so they fought through it. Number 13, the Charlotte Hornets. They're doing their thing. Not well. Number 12, the Knicks. Flew down a lot for me. Just a disappointing overall week. Took some rough losses. They're not looking great right now.
The Magic had a good week.
They had an okay week without Paulo.
I mean,
but
they had a week. Yeah, they beat Dallas.
They beat Dallas,
And that was about
Phoenix.
it.
They beat Dallas
Wait,
and
they
Phoenix.
beat
They didn't-
Oh yeah,
did they beat Phoenix?
by
They
17
did.
points. They beat Dallas and Phoenix.
Oh shit! I
Followed
forgot
that
about
up yesterday.
Yeah.
They did lose to the
They
Hornets.
lost bad.
which is terrible.
Hornets,
But they
yeah.
beat Dallas and Phoenix this week. I'd say that's a great week.
It's a solid week. It's also I think it also you have to consider like some of those teams are hurt. Like Phoenix is
Phoenix is
hurt,
banged up.
and Dallas is just not really where they're kind of mid
Dallas
right now.
is such a
but
weird team.
Yeah.
I'll get into that later.
we will
a little bit.
Anyways, another team that I have dropping a lot. The Bulls took a rough loss to the Celtics this week. Took a rough loss to the Nuggets the other night. We'll get more into those two teams later as they surge. But the Bulls falling off a little bit. It was a challenging week going into them for this week, and they didn't really fare too well. Anyways, number 10, the Heat. They're climbing back up. They had that win last night over, who was it?
Phoenix
Phoenix. That's
by
right.
1 point.
Jimmy Butler
Clamp.
locked Devin Booker up last night in that game, and that was really impressive. Coming in next, I have the Raptors. They had a rough week this week, falling down a little bit. I believe they lost to – I think they went 1-2 this week. Someone might want to fact check me on that.
I will fact check on that. I think
Love
they
that.
went 2-2,
They might have went 2-2.
but I also don't know that for certain.
Let me take a look-ski.
Win over the Pistons, lost to the Pacers, lost to the Thunder, win over the Rockets. So 2-2.
Okay, 2-2. But still, losing to the Pacers. Even though the Pacers are very hot right now, not the best look. All right, next, number 8, I have the Nets. They're climbing out of the dungeon a little bit here, playing a lot better ball. Part of me just loves to see them play without Kyrie because they just look more together, and their style of play is a lot less, dysfunctional. Anyways, number 7, the Pacers. Somehow they keep playing good basketball. They're winning games against good opponents, so we'll see how long that can last. Miles Turner, still the best player on that team as far as I'm concerned, although Halliburton continues to take steps in his game. Number 6, the 76ers. Oh, my goodness. Joel Embiid is back, and he's on a tear. We'll get into him more later, but 2 great wins for the 76ers this week. They're without Harden. A lot of people thought this stretch would be terrible for them, but they're playing good basketball
Joel
right now.
Embiid is playing good basketball right now, and
Yeah.
he's basically their entire team at the moment.
Tyrese Maxey's been all right, too.
Tyrese Maxey's been
hooping.
good.
They're one of the
Yeah.
highest scoring duos in the
Yeah.
league so far
Yeah.
this year.
Well, let me
Holy
tell you
shit.
something.
59 points. Jesus
We
Christ.
started in the preseason calling the 76ers potential title contenders here. In the first few weeks they've dropped off off the face of the earth, and here they are resurging back. I think we all kind of knew they would eventually, but a lot quicker than at least I thought. Diving into my top 5, a new opponent has entered, and it's the Washington Wizards, who are hooping right
They're
now.
playing good ball.
They are
Those
playing
pinks.
great ball.
Those pink jerseys are hitting.
Kuzma playing fantastic. And keep in mind they're doing this without Bradley Beal.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
enough said. They're playing great basketball. Will they stay here? Probably not. I still don't have them making the playoffs,
They're
but
so bad.
they're bad,
The
but they're
Wizards?
good.
I have them at
No,
5
the-
also. I'm
the
saying
Wizards
they're bad,
are-
but they're good right
The
now.
Wizards are just weird. They're streaky.
Yeah.
And they've gone on stretches where they win a bunch, and then they'll probably lose 3 games next week.
Well,
And slide down to 7 for
A
me.
lot of people
and
say
then jump back
a
up.
lot of people say the cherry blossom stuff is magical, so maybe we're seeing a little bit of that magic rub off.
Wasn't magical for the Washington Nationals this season, but I like it for the Wizards.
Sure. Anyways, we move on. The Cavs slide down in my power rankings 1 spot, taking, I believe, let's see how they did this week again. I'm pretty sure they had
I think they went 0-4.
Yeah, you would be correct.
And
They
Mitch,
lost
I know
to
they're
the
without.
Timberwolves.
I know they're without Mitchell, and I know they're without Jared Allen right now.
Yeah,
So
which
they're banged up.
It's rough, but you lose close to the Clippers. You had Mitchell for that one, I believe. You lose to the Kings. You also had Mitchell for that one.
Mm-hmm.
You lose to the Warriors by 5. So all these close games against decent
Yeah,
Western Conference
yeah.
teams. It's a Western Conference stretch, so you really don't know what you're going to get with the top team in the East. And then they lose to the Timberwolves, who haven't been great this year.
Yeah.
But Darius Garland
of
drops
talent.
51
Yeah.
points, the first 50 bomb of the season, I believe.
Yeah, and then Embiid did 59 the next night.
Yeah, there was a crazy stretch of scoring this week. A crazy, the stars came out
Yeah.
to play.
Was that a career high for Garland?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he also had 6 or 7 assists, I want to say,
Something like that.
to go with that.
He's a
So
good player.
he proves yet again that you give him Mitchell, he's going to hoop, and you take Mitchell away, he's still going to hoop. He's a great player. Anyways, number 3, the Atlanta Hawks beating the Milwaukee Bucks last night. Really wanted to put them at number 2, but I still think it's too early. And obviously Giannis played last night, but Giannis didn't play a little bit this week, and they were without They've been without Middleton for quite some time now. So when he comes back, obviously I still think the Bucks are a couple of steps ahead of the Hawks. Number 2, I have the Milwaukee Bucks, no longer at the top of my conference, the Eastern Conference now. When you lose to the Spurs, I get it. It was the Bucks bench versus the Spurs, but you lose to the Spurs, you lose to Atlanta. Did they lose? They might have.
They lost to Atlanta twice. Yeah.
They lost to Atlanta twice, and they almost lost to the Thunder in overtime. I was watching that game, and they
Thunder
were
are good.
They were a 3
Yeah,
away.
Thunder-
If,
from-
Thunder are
if
not
Shay's
bad.
on the court,
Yeah.
the Thunder are a very competent, very competitive team.
So yeah, they have 3 losses out of their last 4 games, and they almost lost to the Thunder in overtime. That is not the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference, respectfully. And getting to, respectfully, the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference, it's going to be the Boston Celtics.
I don't agree with that.
They've
but
won their
okay.
last 7 games in a row, I believe. Highest offensive rating in the league. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum hooping. Listen, close game last night against the Thunder. They were tested, but they were able to come back. Marcus Smart had 22 points. You're going to get nights like that from him sometimes, and when you do, You're looking like the number 1 team in the East.
Celtics are really good.
Whoa.
Don't know if I put them at 1. I didn't put them at 1. I'll go that far.
All right, well then tell us your top 15
I will.
quick here.
Mine look a lot different than yours, Ben. I have
Alright.
the Hornets in last because
I like that.
wow, they've been bad, but they did just get LaMelo back.
I had them,
which helps.
I had them last until yesterday.
Yeah, which helps.
Yeah.
Magic in 14, decent week, but no Paolo hurts you. Pistons at 13. I know technically they have the worst record in the league, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from them more than what I'm seeing from the Magic and Hornets.
Really?
Like they're sticking with decent teams.
Yeah.
Like they lost by 4 to the Raptors yesterday,
Yeah.
and the Raptors are a good team. So they're hanging in there with good basketball teams. They're just not really finishing.
The Pistons can be good, but they just need more time.
Yeah.
They need
And
time.
they've played without Cade a few times
Yeah.
already.
I
Yeah.
still think they're going to sneak into the play-in, but they're
There's
a
a
long
chance.
ways away
There's a
from
chance.
that right now.
12, the New York Knicks. Whew, they had a bad week. 11, the Brooklyn Nets. Again, they haven't really been doing anything that's impressed me. And if you have KD, you can't be in the basement of the Eastern Conference. So,
Yeah, it's not.
unacceptable. 10, Chicago Bulls. As you guys said, rough week. They've been losing to a lot of teams they should be beating.
Yep.
Big riser for me this week, the Heat. I had them at 12 last week, and then they won some games against good teams. So now they're at 9. Pacers stay in the top. They move into the top 8, actually, at 8. Joel Embiid is at number 7 because that's the Sixers' entire team. No disrespect to Tyrese Maxey, but Joel Embiid is the only reason that they won games this week.
Yes.
I don't get the Raptors hate from y'all. I have them still at 6 because they're still a winning basketball team. They're still winning games. I know they don't got Pascal Siakam right now, but they're getting it done with the guys they have. They beat Detroit yesterday. Leading scorer was Delano Banton, who's a end of the bench kind of guy.
Yeah.
He dropped a career high 27.
2-2 this week.
Yeah,
I mean,
so they're still playing
the-
very
the-
good basketball.
The Thunder killed them and the Pacers beat them. So
Yeah.
that's what this is supposed to be their easy stretch of the schedule. Rockets,
Yeah,
Thunder, Pacers.
but you know
Pistons.
basketball is weird. Easy stretches are never that.
Let me tell
yeah,
you.
but
Well, let me preview what's coming up for them this week.
it's a tougher schedule.
Heat, Hawks, Nets, Mavericks, Cavs, and then Pelicans.
they could
that's
go
a rough schedule.
Yeah, they could go 3-2 in that stretch.
They
They
could
also
go
could go 0-5.
Yeah,
They could go
1-4.
4-1. They could do whatever because they're a good basketball team. They're gonna make the playoffs this year.
They'll win 3.
At 5,
I think they'll win 2.
I got the Washington Wizards. Man, they went out and beat the Jazz, and then they went out and beat the Mavericks. So props to them. At 4, Cavs slide down a spot. They had a bad week. Man, they had a bad week. 0-5, as we said. At 3, the Atlanta Hawks move up. You beat Milwaukee twice. You gained you some respect. Number 2, I got the Boston Celtics. They have won 7 in a row. Only 2 of those ones were against good teams. So, yeah, not enough for the 1 spot for me. Because I still think that if the Bucks and the Celtics play, I don't remember when they play next, Bucks are going to beat the Celtics.
Christmas.
If everyone's healthy.
Yeah.
If everyone's healthy, Bucks are beating the Celtics.
Well, listen, the Celtics have a really tough schedule upcoming this week. Hawks, Pelicans, Bulls, Mavericks. That's a challenging schedule. So, listen, I think they could reasonably go 3-1 right there.
And then with the Bucks, right? They have dropped 3, their last 3. 2 to a really good Atlanta Hawks team, right? And the Hawks are gonna fight you, and they're gonna win some games that they're gonna upset some teams. The Spurs loss was a fluke. That's not gonna happen again.
Exactly, and they didn't have their 3.
Yeah.
They didn't have. They were basically playing one of their starters, and I believe that starter was Grayson Allen. So yeah. That's not happening again.
Yeah.
Bucks are still the consensus best team in the league. Celtics are playing awesome. I think they're the second best team in the league. Not even just the Eastern Conference, in the league in general.
Interesting.
But Bucks are gonna beat them head to head.
All right, we'll talk on Christmas then.
Yeah, we will.
We will have that discussion then. Anyway, Beckett, we gotta keep moving here. The people are getting bored of hearing power rankings. They want to hear us fight.
I thought we were allotting 10 minutes for power ranks this week. But anyway, I'll just run through mine. Pistons 15, Hornets 14, Magic 13. They've been impressing. They have room to move up, in my opinion. Knicks 12, they suck. Bulls 11, Pacers 10, Nets 9, Raptors 8, Heat 7. They're moving up. 76ers 6, Wizards 5. That's a fluke. They're going to sink big time. Hawks 4. I still have the Cavs at 3. I still think they're just a really good team. They've fought some injuries. They're going to win a lot of games this year. I did put the Celtics at 1 after the Bucks lost last night, but right now, as Nick said, if the two played each other full strength, I would not be surprised if the Bucks win, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks beat them in a playoff series.
Yeah,
especially right now.
All right, hit us with your West.
West, I have the Houston Rockets 15, Lakers 14. I just changed my West around while I was hearing you guys talk. I moved it around quite a bit.
Oh, wow, that's a
Spurs 13. And this is what I touched right here. I just moved the Timberwolves all the way down to 12. I had the Timberwolves at 9, but I chose to go with the Warriors up to 11, Kings up to 10, and I put the Thunder at 9. With Shea on the court, the Thunder, I mean, they put up 145 points against the Knicks and then came back and did it again yesterday against the Celtics. And really, they were a few plays away from winning that game. So I really like what I'm seeing from the Thunder. And they're doing exactly what they want to right now, staying in games but losing a lot of close games. They're right around 500 right now. But, this team is going to be really good in a few years. Pelicans at 8, Clippers at 7. They seem to be starting to figure things out. Mavericks 6, Grizzlies 5, Jazz starting to lose a few games, Nick, but I still have them at 4.
I'm not ready to hit the panic button on them yet. It's two tough Eastern Conference teams.
Yeah. Suns lost to the Heat yesterday, 1-point game. I have them down to 3. I think right now they're the clear 3 in the West after this week. Then the top 2 can definitely be debated in my opinion, but I chose to go with the Nuggets. I liked what I saw from them. I thought they had a really good week. They lost to the Celtics, of course, but that game was extremely competitive all the way up until the fourth quarter. Score looks like a blowout, but the Nuggets held their own in that game, and I like the way they played. So I did give them the nod over the Trailblazers just because I think the Nuggets could have some more sustained success this season than the Trailblazers. So
Fair enough.
that's my West.
All right, I'll
That's
go.
interesting. Go.
Yeah, I'll go through my West lightning quick here. Rockets, Lakers, Timberwolves coming in at 13, Spurs coming in at 12, Warriors at 11, Clippers at 10, Thunder also at 9. Really impressed by them. 8, my Sacramento Kings. It's the Beam team. They just can't stop winning games.
That's so high.
I'm gonna be high on them when they're winning games and they're beating like teams like the Warriors. So, Mavericks at 7, 6 I'm going Pelicans, 5 Grizzlies, 4 Suns, 3 Jazz. I'm not ready to throw them down there too quickly, but we'll see what happens. Tougher week coming up. 2 I have the Nuggets. 1 I have the Trailblazers. Nick, give it to me.
All right. I have different things.
Okay.
Not crazy different at the bottom. Lakers in last because, wow, they suck. Rockets at 14th because I think they suck slightly less.
That's fair.
Spurs at 13. Timberwolves have been so fucking disappointing this year. I want them to be good. I want Rudy to be on a contending team. Holy shit, they're not getting it done.
I'm jumping in here. Is Rudy Gobert the problem?
No. The problem is D'Angelo Russell, and the problem, I think, is the coaching staff.
D'Lo had a great game the other night.
Yeah, he had one great game.
Finally.
One great game.
Shot like 11 for 13.
No, Gobert has been doing what they brought him there to do.
I mean, they trade Donovan Mitchell. He's over there winning. They get rid of Rudy Gobert, and the Jazz are winning. And the only one in those 3 that's losing is Rudy Gobert right now. So I'm not going to say I like Rudy Gobert. I think he's a great player. I think he makes a great impact. But right now, Rudy Gobert, I don't know.
Respectfully, I think
mark.
Rudy is a talent that can play across like generations. Like you could stick him in the 90s and he'd be really good. I just don't think his style of play allows teams in the modern NBA to really utilize because it's kind of like this era of the 3-ball, right?
Yeah,
and
but
when you have a center like that, it makes your offensive attack different. And I'm not saying you can't win with a player like Rudy in your lineup, but with the modern NBA and the style of play and the style of defense, his defense is amazing and it's generational. Of course, you're going to want a guy like that, but when you just stick him on a new team, it takes a lot of time for them to gel and figure out how they continue playing in this modern NBA level with a player like him.
Yeah, because the reason the Jazz had so much success with him is because they knew how to use him.
Yeah, they had him for years.
Timberwolves have to figure out how to use him.
Yep.
He's been playing really good. He's been doing what they brought him here to do.
Timberwolves should hire
Let's
Quinn
keep
Snyder
it.
as an assistant.
Fucking make it happen. Let's keep it rolling, though. Thunder at 11. I slid your power rankings. Kings at 10. Warriors at 9. Finally, they won some games. Pelicans at 8. Mavericks, man. I don't know what the fuck to do with the Dallas Mavericks because they'll go out and beat really good teams, and then they'll go out and lose to the Orlando Magic.
Because their whole team is Luka.
Their whole team is Luka Doncic, yeah. So I have them middle of the pack at 7.
If you take Luka away from the Mavericks, they're a bottom 3 team in the West.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Bottom 4, probably.
Again, the Clippers are also weird because they've been winning games, but not impressively. So I have them at 6 because at least they're getting
Wins,
in the win column. My top 5 is way different than you fuckers. Suns at 5
Oh
because
my
they had a
God.
terrible week. They had a terrible week. Injuries have been dogging them,
I don't mind this at all.
and I
5 is not
have them
that
pretty
crazy.
down.
It's not that crazy.
I got the Jazz at 4.
It's something else that I'm looking
Lost
at that's
two-
making me go crazy.
Lost 2 in a
That's
row.
right.
Yeah, I see what you're
Yeah.
looking at.
His crazy number 2 now.
Dude,
Yeah.
you thought it would be my controversial
I got the
number 2, and I mean
controversial 2 now.
the Nuggets.
Nuggets
not too
at 3.
controversial.
No,
Nuggets at 3.
it's fine.
They're playing good ball, but
Little low, but it's fine.
not a little low. It's 3rd in the fucking Western Conference. How
They're
top two.
respectfully,
Right now
they're better
they're
than
top
the
two.
They're not
Grizzlies.
top two.
Right
They're
now
better
they're
than the
top two.
bullshit.
Grizzlies.
Memphis Grizzlies at 2.
Memphis-
Grizzlies are gonna destroy them when they play.
Not
Ja
anymore.
Morant.
Desmond Bain is out 2 to 3 weeks with an injury.
Fuck.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
problem.
Just
Actually,
announced
that-
by Woj
yeah.
Just-
this morning.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's not good.
He's on his Woj bomb.
That complicates things. But
Yeah.
because I made this yesterday,
Fair enough. Fair enough. The
Grizzlies-
Grizzlies did go 2-1 this week.
Yeah,
Their only
Grizzlies-
losses to the powerhouse Washington Wizards.
yeah, Grizzlies sticking at 2, and then Blazers at 1 because they've been very good this year.
Awesome.
I think if the Grizzlies held on and beat the Celtics in that game in Memphis on Monday,
Yeah.
They're number 2, no doubt.
Yeah.
Maybe
Then-
even number 1.
then I think I'm putting them number 3. Is about as
Alright,
high as I
3.
can go.
Okay,
It's
interesting.
about as high. As
All right,
Do
gentlemen.
we want to move on to
You ready to get spicy?
some DM?
No,
Some
save that
DM
for the
stuff?
end.
Okay, we'll save it for the end. We'll do
Save
our
that.
debates first.
Oh boy.
All right.
Our new segment is going to be
I'm
called
gonna title
Buzzer
it-
Beaters. Do we
Ooh,
wanna
I
call
like
it
that.
Buzzer
That's better.
Beaters?
That's better than
Okay, cool.
that's better than the name I came up with.
Okay,
That's
cool.
perfect.
Can
All
I
right.
know the name you came up with, or is it a secret?
The name I came up with is the Inbound, but Buzzer Beaters is fucking years better.
Yeah,
Alright.
Buzzer Beaters. So,
All right.
Beckett, before we get started, I'd just like to shake hands real quick. This is going to be a gentleman's battle here. No feelings
right.
will be hurt. Hopefully.
That's what you want to think.
Hopefully.
All right.
Hopefully.
The first question on the docket.
We'll start with. We'll
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to that one Kings fan.
Yes.
Can the Sacramento Kings make the playoffs this season? Beckett, start us off.
Can and will are very different things. Can the Sacramento Kings make the playoffs?
Will they
I
make
think
the
they
playoffs?
can. Will they make the playoffs? Does the play-in count as the playoffs?
Making the play-in and winning to get to the playoffs.
No, not at all. The Sacramento Kings cannot finish as a top 8 seed. The Sacramento Kings cannot get out of the play-in. They might sneak in at the 10 seed, but there is no chance that the Sacramento Kings get top 8, make their way out of the play-in over teams who right now could be in the play-in. We're looking at the Warriors. The defending champs could play in the play-in. The Timberwolves, the Pelicans. I mean, these teams are better than the Kings right now. The Kings are building something, but there's no chance. And I'll let Ben. I know he's going to say that they can. We'll see what he has to say.
Well, you know what, Beckett? Indeed, I am going to say that they can. Because you know what? You're saying they're building something. Well, guess what? They've built it. Because Domantas Sabonis is a fantastic basketball player. He's almost as underrated as they come. Look what he's doing. He's
I would
dropping
say the
22
opposite.
and
I think
26.
Sabonis is overrated.
Whoa. Whoa.
I'll say that on air.
That was personal.
Domantas Sabonis is overrated. You can say De'Aaron Fox is underrated. De'Aaron Fox is a great player.
Oh, yeah, he
and I
is.
like the Kings a lot. I like Sabonis. He
Kevin
is not-
Huerter. Shout out to him. I follow him on Instagram.
He just said he follows Kevin Huerter on Instagram like it was a flex.
No, I believe that.
And he doesn't follow me back.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's what it is. We live with it.
Tell me why you think the Kings can make the playoffs.
All right. Well, De'Aaron Fox is having an all-star-like season, right? We're seeing them win games against tougher opponents now. Kevin Huerter is known to make the shots he needs to make. He's playing great for them this year. He's averaging like 20-something, I'm pretty sure. When you look at Sabonis, he's playing great. Murray, like, he's been okay to start the
He's
season.
picking it up.
But you know what?
I like what I'm
I
seeing.
think he can kick it up to another level. I think he can be a constant threat in their offense. And you know what? I'm telling you something. Don't be surprised if they get hot at the right time. Because, yes, and listen, right now they are hot, but I anticipate a little cool down.
Yeah.
And then I anticipate it to kick back up again.
All right,
towards
so
the
we're
end of
saying the
season.
Kings are hot right now, right? They've won 3 in a row. They've got a solid record at 6-6
Yeah.
right now. What have they done? Western Conference teams, potential teams they have to play in the playoffs. In the Western Conference, they're 2-5 right now.
Well,
That's gonna need to change if
listen,
they're gonna get out of the play-in.
listen, we talked about it on the last episode. The crap that the refs put them through in that Warriors game.
I agree,
That
but
should have been overtime.
But it goes down as a loss, and right now that could be the difference between them, getting the 7 seed in the play-in and playing at home. Maybe they win. Maybe the lasers go off in the sky. Now,
Listen,
say they have to play on the road. I don't see this team winning on the road like that. I mean,
Kevin Huerter's pinned the team as the beam team. That's what they're calling them. They're calling themselves the beam team. And
That
when
is-
you have a nickname like that,
Honestly,
it could go down.
that is a beautiful slogan
It
for
is.
the playoffs
It
if
is.
they are to make it.
And let me
Hey,
tell
we'll
you,
see. I'm rooting for the Kings. I hope they make it.
yeah.
Longest
all
playoff
are.
They're a
drought in North
lovable
American
team.
sports. They're really likable.
They're the Seattle Mariners of basketball.
They are.
they are.
Yeah.
Listen,
I
they're
fuck
coming
with
up. They're coming up to TD Garden on the 25th.
Friday
Friday.
after Thanksgiving.
Listen, I can't tell you that I'm going to be there because who knows what's going to be going on in my life. But
Yeah.
let me tell you, if there's an opportunity that I'll be there, I will be there, and I will be rooting for my Celtics. But just keep in mind, seeing the Kings play, it'll tell me a lot about what they're going to be doing this year. But I can say this for sure: they will crack the play-in. I have them winning a play-in game and then getting swept, respectfully, in the first round of the playoffs. But I think
He said respectfully.
Yeah.
because
they
I'm not
would probably-
delusional.
They would probably be playing like whoever ends up being
Yeah.
The
the,
Nuggets.
the 1 seed or the 2 seed.
Probably gonna be like
The Nuggets.
Phoenix,
Could
Portland.
be the Nuggets,
The Nuggets.
the Grizzlies, the Jazz. No, the Jazz
All right.
aren't
Anyways,
that high.
but last thing I'll say on this, I think me and Beckett can both agree that they probably will make a play-in game, maybe a lower play-in game. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, they'll be a 10 seed minimum.
Don't provoke me.
It's close. I mean,
It is, but
the West is competitive, and right now I haven't seen enough from the Kings to say, yeah, they're going to make the play-in.
Okay.
I think there's a
Alright.
chance.
You're
they
rooting
cover.
for them though?
I hope they make it.
Yeah.
they will.
But in all honesty, are they better than teams like the Thunder? Probably.
I think they have
Yeah.
more talent.
They're better than
respectfully.
the Spurs. They're better than the Lakers. They're better than the Rockets. I think the Timberwolves are going to grow. They're better than the Warriors. They're going to start winning, right? So that's 2.
I'll tell you what.
Pelicans, Clippers, Mavericks, Suns, Grizzlies, Jazz, Nuggets, Blazers. That's 10 that I just named. Kings would be 11. I think the X factor is Knicks, Utah, Jazz. If the Jazz keep winning, the Kings are toast. If the Jazz fall to what we thought they were going to be, Kings could sneak in.
Well, listen, I'll tell you what. I think it's going to be one of these teams that fall. The Jazz,
Yeah.
the Clippers could be a surprising fall because of how they're playing this year without Kawhi.
Yeah.
And even when he comes back, like, we just haven't seen enough. We don't know anything really about them. They're probably one of the biggest mysteries in the West.
Kings have
And
played.
I could see the Pelicans falling, respectfully. Like, they're so talented, but, like, it's just they're not looking like the powerhouse a lot of people thought they could be. So we'll kind of close the door on that question right there. But I think there's a lot still up in the air in the West right now.
I think there are, and I think the Kings' ceiling is probably 9 seed and losing in the play-in, in my opinion.
I think their
Seal-
ceiling.
wow, you think that's their ceiling?
I think their ceiling
I don't
is
think they
winning
can get
a
out of the
play-in
play-in.
game.
Interesting.
I don't think they can
interesting.
get out of the play-in.
Well, sticking with something Beckett said,
Okay.
what do you guys think has been the biggest reason for the Timberwolves' struggle this season, and why they're struggling so
You
much?
want me to go first?
Yeah, Ben, you lead us off this time.
Damn it.
I'm gonna go with the obvious, D'Angelo Russell. He's just not playing like well for their scheme, and he's just not producing for them. And I think that comes from upstairs. You gotta find a way to flip him at the deadline. Like if you want to make a playoff run, you gotta find a way to either get stronger on the bench or find that quality point guard that you need. Because listen, he's not cutting it right now. They're losing games. And also, I mean, I don't want to throw shade at the coaching staff, but I mean, listen, I think we got to give them a little bit more time. But so far, listen, if you tell me this is what they're looking like at mid-season, I blame a little bit on the coaching staff.
Beckett, take us away.
I think there's a lot of reasons why they're struggling. I do put some on the coaching staff, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Not right now. I put some on Rudy Gobert. But most of it, I think, is just, like we said, him getting used to this scheme. They play a different style of basketball than the Jazz did in Rudy's time in Utah. They're going to play a lot quicker than Utah did. I think Cat really hasn't been the Cat that we're used to this year. He's been solid, but I don't know. I expect a little more from him. Anthony Edwards has been fine, but some people were like, oh, my God, he's a top 10 player.
Some
Kyle.
people. Hi,
Kyle.
Kyle.
Sorry, Kyle.
it's not
but
there
just
yet.
Not true.
Thanks for listening. to
And
the
yeah,
episode.
I'm gonna have to agree with Ben on this one. I said in our preseason preseason episode, D'Angelo Russell is the X factor for this team, and he is a big reason that this team is disappointing right now.
Okay.
He's averaging like 14 points and not really shooting the ball efficiently. He's shooting 73% from the line. He's only getting there
That's
3 times a
bad.
game. That's terrible. I would like to give credit to Jaden McDaniels and
Yeah, he's been good this year.
Jalen Noel. Other than that, bench pretty disappointing as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's just a lot to be disappointed about in this
There
team.
is.
And plus minus wise, Rudy Gobert has the worst plus minus on this team.
Interesting.
Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, unless you're counting Wendell Moore,
All right,
who
it's
is,
like -4. That's not terrible.
that's bad. Every
It is
game
bad.
-4. That's terrible.
If you're averaging a minus,
yeah, but his
plus
other
minus, that's
numbers
bad.
are great, and he's a defensive wizard. So
If the plus minus
Yeah.
factors in
I also
defense and
don't
offense,
understand plus minus that much. So.
it's complicated.
Uh-oh.
But just let,
All
let
right.
the system.
So
do
that's
itself.
what we call the cool down topic.
Oh,
We're gonna pick it right the fuck back
all
up.
right, alrighty.
All right.
I get to go first.
This is gonna you get to go first.
Ooh.
And you're gonna like this because I'm picking a player on a team you're really high on,
Oh, it's the
Oh.
Nuggets.
Nikola Jokic
Yes.
or Joel Embiid.
Oh,
Oh, this
Beckett?
is really tough.
Here we go.
This is really hard.
this is not hard.
It's hard for me.
Which one of them has won 2 MVPs?
Which one of them is about to win an MVP right this season?
Joel Embiid was my pick
Oh my god.
for MVP this year.
He's about to say Jokic is gonna.
The only reason I said that is because they won't give it to Jokic 3 times in a row. He is so good.
he is.
He is so good. Whose
Yes.
team is winning more games? Embiid has more around him. They have a deeper bench in
Wow.
Philly. They do.
Well, if Harden comes back,
Yes. If Harden comes back,
don't
Embiid
count him
has
out
more.
for winning more games.
That's ridiculous. The Nuggets are going to win more games than the 76ers, and I'm a big, I think the 76ers are a really good team this year.
Well, it's not for between that debate. It's not between who's gonna.
It's
who's gonna,
which
it's-
player is better.
It's not. Well, listen. What I'm trying to say here with which team will win more games? It's not relying on Jokic versus Embiid. It's relying on Jamal Murray versus Harden. Who steps up bigger and it plays a better season? Because whoever plays better, you're gonna see that team win more games out of those two players.
I disagree. I think,
Really?
I think Harden is obviously still the better player than Jamal
is.
Murray.
But as long as he comes back and he plays like he's been playing to start the season,
We're taking a real segue away from the
Yeah.
Embiid Jokic thing, but
I'm
This
just
is
saying.
interesting.
But if you're telling me that if Harden plays better than Jamal Murray, then the 76ers are going to have a better record than the
Well,
Nuggets.
they need help as well. They need help
not
off
making-
the bench.
he's-
No.
He's
Let me
not making a lot of
rephrase.
sense.
Let me
Is he-
rephrase.
is
Let me
he- he's been
rephrase.
crazy. He's not making a lot of sense, is he?
Let me
He's making
rephrase
some sense.
Because what I'm saying is, listen, obviously
I see
on the
what he's
Nuggets
saying.
you have contributors like MPJ, Aaron Gordon, the whole shebang. But you're gonna have to find contributors off the bench for the 76ers, and I think they will.
Tyrese Maxey,
Did Tyrese
Tobias
Maxey and Tobias
Harris.
Harris disappear?
No, I'm saying
for-
other guys like that.
Who
Yes,
else
they
on their
will
roster?
happen.
PJ Tucker?
PG Tucker.
They're good.
Furkan Korkmaz.
They are deep. They are deeper than the Nuggets. My one knock on the Nuggets this whole time we've been here has been their bench. We've talked about that multiple
Yeah.
times.
I think the Nuggets bench is maybe slightly deeper than
So
the
now
76ers.
that we went into a whole team comparison.
All right, let's get back on
Who?
topic.
Okay, let me rephrase.
Jokic.
Who's
It's
more
easy.
valuable to their team?
Jokic, the
Jokic or
two-time most
Embiid?
valuable. It's in the name. Most valuable player. Embiid has never won. Jokic is that guy.
This season,
He is
though.
that guy. This season, I don't care. Jokic might not go out and score 60 points. Shout out Embiid. That's impressive. Jokic can get you a triple-double every single night. He's damn near averaging a triple-double right now. That is a most valuable player.
Beckett.
Most valuable.
Beckett.
Embiid can be second most valuable. But Jokic is that guy.
Beckett, look at me for a second here. All right? You're going to scream when I say this. But listen, when it comes down to it for me, it's about playoff performancing here. And listen, at the end of the day, in the playoffs, because both these teams are going to make the playoffs, right? We've agreed on that 100%.
Yes,
Good.
100%.
Good. Glad we've gotten that out of the way. Embiid is going to go nuts in the playoffs, and he is a better player in my eyes for an individual game. So if you need a game 7, who am I picking, Embiid or Jokic? I'm taking Joel Embiid. If you're gonna post up triple-double stats every night, potentially, listen, I'm taking Embiid. He's got the three-point shot probably a little bit better down than Jokic. His defense is better than Jokic. His offensive scoring bag is better than Jokic. Jokic is a better passer. I think Embiid's a better rebounder. I think Jokic is a better team player, and he's got the headspace more on lockdown, and he's got more chemistry with his guys, obviously, that are lower on the bench. But let me tell you something. Embiid, as long as he doesn't get hurt again, will be a better player, and I take him over Jokic in a game 7.
Wow.
The question.
How you gonna respond to that, Beckett?
You're not.
I'm
You're
going to
locked
respond to
up.
this. Embiid has played 44 playoff games in his career. Jokic has played 48. Pretty even, right?
Yes.
In Embiid's 44 playoff games, he's averaging 24 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 assists.
But let's remember that he hasn't had MPJ or Jamal Murray, so he's had to carry the load. And how many games have they won? How many series have they won?
I just said
in the playoffs?
those are Embiid's numbers.
Oh,
Did I say Jokic?
wait. Yeah, I think you did.
I don't think I did.
No, you said Embiid.
Yeah, those
Okay,
are
maybe
Embiid's
I'm
numbers.
tripping.
24 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists in 44 games.
2 assists, really?
2.8.
Okay. And
Nikola Jokic in 48 games.
Now
in the
we go back
playoffs.
to the
That's
stat
4 more
pattern.
games. 26.4 points, 11.5 rebounds, 6.4 assists, and he's won more than Embiid. I don't care. Embiid has never even come close. I mean, you could say the
well,
year
Beckett,
with the,
you're
with
focusing
Kawhi
on the
Leonard.
past. You're focusing on the past. The past plays a part, but you're giving it a massive part.
The past plays a part, and the present. Look whose team's winning more right now. Look
Yeah.
who's so valuable to their team.
Well, look who's coming back up in the East. Listen, they had a rough start. You got to give it to them. That's going to happen sometimes.
yeah, and the reason they're winning right now
It's Joel Embiid.
is because James Harden isn't on the court.
You think it's like a Kyrie Brooklyn situation over there with Harden?
I think that this team right now doesn't know how to play with Harden's style of basketball, and we saw it at the end of last year where they kind of collapsed as soon as they traded for James Harden. Embiid is used to carrying the offense without
I think
Simmons
that's false.
and without Harden last year. Embiid was that
I
guy,
think-
and that's why his scoring tallies are so high. And now without Harden,
I think they're adjusting to
Jokic
style
is
play. It's
used
not
to
perfect.
playing with these guys, and last year he had to do
Yeah,
it more
well-
on his own. But now he's jumping right back in where he left
But
off.
does that
He's
make
the
him a
more-
better player? Does that make him a better player? Yeah, he's got more chemistry with his team.
Am I
but
saying he's
if
more
you
talented?
separate the
Hell no.
players-
Embiid is a more talented player. Jokic,
Yeah, I agree with
Jokic
that.
is
And all around-
generational,
and
and
so is
Jokic
Embiid.
is more valuable.
So is Embiid.
If you take Jokic off the Nuggets, they are a borderline playoff team. If you take
I'd say the same thing with.
Nope.
I'd say the same thing with Embiid.
I disagree because if you take Embiid off the 76ers, Harden steps into that 30-point per game scoring role. He does.
No.
And they're still a
No.
playoff team. They're still a top 6
Not
team
this
in the East.
current version of Harden.
Yes.
No.
Harden can still get you 25, 30 a game, and Tyrese Maxey and him would be an elite backcourt ball dominant. Embiid demands the ball at times. Jokic.
So then, who's their starting center?
Who's their starting center? I don't
Who's
care.
gonna lock up Giannis? Who's gonna play?
Nobody's.
against the
Did I
other
say
big
they're going to beat the
bigs?
Bucks in the playoffs? I never said that.
I never said that either. I'm just saying who.
So nobody's going to lock up Giannis.
Who's gonna compete with the Bucks? Because
Nobody's
listen,
going to compete with the Bucks, and Boston Celtics are going to compete with the Bucks. That's completely different than Joel Embiid.
I'm saying. Listen, what I'm trying to say here is
What is this
simply
guy saying?
that the 76ers,
ladies and
the
gentlemen.
76ers are a play-in team at best without Embiid. Harden, he's getting older. And listen, I haven't seen enough from him. Like you were saying in the playoffs, he didn't work well last year. So we'll close it up there.
Oh
I don't
my
want to hurt
goodness.
Beckett even more than I already have, but
I just
his
killed him.
eardrums are
All
ringing
right,
right now.
We got one final buzzer beater.
All right.
Both y'all are Celtics fans.
Yes.
Do you think the Celtics should instead? I can't speak. Fuck me. Do you think the Celtics should extend interim head coach Joe Mazzulla long term?
Nick, before I get into the question, I just want to say you're enjoying this too much.
Oh, I'm loving
And
this.
next time, for the people out on listening to either Spotify, YouTube, wherever you're listening, go to our Instagram. I'm pretty sure it's just the Ballin podcast or something like that with Ben, Beckett, and Boyd. You'll be able to find
I'll
it.
give you
Ballin
the
_
actual-
podcast.
So go to the Instagram. We'll have a post
Yeah, it's
with a
just
poll.
_podcast.
Ballin_podcast. We will have a poll in our Instagram asking who do you think won each debate, and whoever wins this debate.
I just murdered him twice.
No, you didn't.
I
No, you
murdered
didn't.
him
Respectfully, I think I took the
I
Kings
heard
and
no
I took the
facts
last one.
coming out of this man's mouth.
What do you mean?
We'll let the people
What do you mean?
decide.
We'll let the people decide.
Yeah,
Anyways,
the
the people
people
can
know.
decide, and the winner will take on Nick in our next episode down the line.
All right.
But
sure.
anyways, to
Nick,
get
I'll
back,
see you next episode.
that's not true. That's not true. We're
So-
gonna have the roommate debacle next time.
debacle.
Anyways, let me get on to the question. We're talking about Joe Mazzulla, my man,
Mazzulla.
Mr. Best Offensive Net Rating in the league.
Are you sponsored by Snapple?
I don't know. I just realized I was drinking it on air, and so I was like,
Low key, I could.
What
go for
flavor?
some right now?
some raspberry.
Raspberry.
You know what?
It's pretty good.
That's a vibe. I do like the pure leaf peach one. That's pretty
Yeah,
good
that's
too.
pretty good too.
Hey,
And the lemon.
who said we were allowed to turn the temperature down in here?
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it
I'm
up.
turning it up.
Yell at each
Ready?
other. Yell at each other.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
my voice.
Fight.
I kind of am too right now. Like I might have to.
Good thing I don't got to go to class tonight.
Yeah.
Did you class get? Yeah, you're sick, right?
Yeah,
This is why your voice is shot. You
He's
can't-
recovering. He's taking
Yeah.
class off tonight to recover from my absolute
Ass whipping.
Ass whooping. All right. Anyways.
I killed this man.
Not true. Anyways. Joe Mazzulla. The question was what?
Should the Celtics
Sorry.
should the Celtics extend him long term
Yes.
right now?
Yes. I love Ime
Or
Udoka.
before the end of the season.
Well,
the end of the
I don't
season.
know if love's the right word because of everything that's happened. I don't want to get falsely misrepresented here. But I mess with what he did for the team last year. I mean, I think defense. I value defense in a lot of ways more than I value offense. But let me tell you something. The Jays, when they were drafted to this team and they started picking up, what was everybody's vision for them? Scoring like a duo in the league hasn't scored for a while. And let me tell you something. They've been playing fantastic this season. And I think the team is tighter and more focused around Joe Mazzulla than they would be if we say bring Ime back next year. Because let me tell you something. Taking a year off from basketball can be beneficial and it can have its consequences. And let me tell you something. I don't want our team to be surrounded by controversy anymore. I like what Joe Mazzulla is doing. Listen, he's got a long way still to prove. Listen, my answer to this question could change in even a couple of weeks. But, I mean, my answer could change halfway through the season, in the playoffs at the end. It's obviously, we got to see what he's doing, because obviously give Ime credit for getting this team to the finals. But part of me thinks that in the postseason, they'll have more success this year with Joe because of the fact that they are focused and because of the fact that their offense is clicking. Defense concerns remain, but I think when you get Rob Williams, that solves some of it. But with Ime, last year, offense struggled a little bit sometimes. Sometimes it was defense correlating to offense. But right now, they're able to pick up that offense. So, Beckett, I know what you're going to say, but just go for it. Dramatic pause. Cue the suspenseful music.
I'm not ready
Okay.
to say, yes, I want to extend Joe Mazzulla. It has not been long enough. Do I like what Mazzulla's done with the Celtics? I mean, has he had to do much with the Celtics? Not really. Has he done his job? Yeah. They're on a 7-game win streak. They're 11-3, so I can't blame Joe Mazzulla for much there. One thing I can blame Joe Mazzulla for, this defense.
It's not good.
It's not good. It's really not good. Some of that, like he said, I'll give him credit. How about that? I'll give him some credit.
Whoa.
Yeah, give me credit.
Robert
'cause I make
Williams
great
is out.
points.
Robert
Great
Williams
points.
is out. I mean, that's massive for this defense.
Changes the whole way they play defense.
The Boston Celtics last year, Robert Williams didn't play a lot last year. I mean, he's always been in and out of the lineup his whole career. Boston Celtics last year.
He didn't play much, and he was in the DPOY conversation
Yeah.
for most of the season until he got hurt.
106.9 defensive rating last year, the Boston Celtics. That was second best in the entire NBA under Ime Udoka.
Yep.
This year, 113.7. That's 22nd in the league. That's got to improve.
Yeah.
So I would not extend Mazzulla right now.
But let me tell you. Let me ask you some questions.
I also think.
Let me ask you questions. Okay.
If you're not bringing Ime back, if that is out of question, if that is done,
You're hiding
yeah.
someone else?
I hope Mazzulla is back.
Okay, good.
I don't want them to go and bring in a new piece. But right now, if the question is before the season ends, my official answer would have to be maybe. Right now, I would say no. But in, early June when they're like, Ime, no, you're not coming back. Yeah, okay. If Ime's not coming back, if Ime goes to a different team, if the Celtics are done
You'd
with
be
him,
happy with Joe?
I would be happy
Good,
with Joe Mazzulla.
good. Well, let me tell you something.
right.
I just don't think there's before we wrap it, this little segment up, I just don't think you should even consider bringing Ime back yet now, because obviously you don't need to. You don't have the need to bring Ime back because, everything that's going on. But also I think anytime there's, kind of a rift between the organization and the manager, I don't think you bring him back into that equation. I think they're starting to tick, I'd say they're the best team in the East as of today right now. I know, yes, the Bucks, they're the favorites, all that stuff. But I think right now, obviously the Celtics are just clicking and they're playing good basketball, at least offensively. But I think if you were to put Ime back into that Celtics, system, I think between him and the front office, there'd be some rift. And I think there was an issue with him and Jaylen Brown. And I think this idea that Jaylen felt like Ime didn't want him in Boston. The whole the news in the offseason, potential rumors that they'd trade Jaylen Brown and some stuff for Kevin Durant.
That wasn't Ime. Ime's not the general manager.
Well, Ime might have been in favor. Nope.
Ime's not
I'm
the
saying
president of basketball operations.
Ime might have been in favor.
Ime had nothing to do with that. Ime loves Jaylen.
Are we sure he loves Jaylen Brown? Because I've heard reports that a player was the one who ended up ratting Ime out with his whole situation. So, I mean, listen, there's still going to be locker room tensions when if he came back, because the players are going to be upset with how everything went down and the fact that, they went to the finals and he really screwed them over with his whole situation, and he was out of the job. And, at the end of the finals last year, or even at the start, you're looking at the Celtics team and you're thinking, wow, they could be something this decade and they could have a chance at multiple championships.
Are you not
here,
still thinking that?
I still am, but to some degree, it becomes a little blurrier, I think, in my mind. And I think, yeah, they could still win multiple championships, but I think,
wait, I gotta hop in here.
You're saying the first one first, right?
Wait, you're saying it becomes blurrier because they don't have Ime anymore.
No,
you're saying that if they have the chance to get Ime back, they should.
No.
Don't extend Mazzulla now. I mean, he's making my point for me again, Nick.
Nope. You would be incorrect with that.
He's making my point for me.
No, let me explain.
Is he not?
You've been zoning off. You're zoning off over there. You're zoning off over there.
I've been listening this whole time.
You're zoning off because you misunderstood what I said. Because listen, you want to hear it? You want to hear what I said? You want to hear what I said? What I was saying was before the finals, not now. Not right now, not in the offseason, before the finals, before we even knew about the whole Ime situation, because the only reason why this is a question, because there was a scandal, all right? Let's put it out there. The only reason why I said it's become cloudier now is because there's uncertainty. There's uncertainty, and there shouldn't be uncertainty, and I don't think there should be uncertainty, but there is. That's why this question's happening right now. That's why it's cloudy.
This was meant to be a cool down segment, but y'all heated it
right. It was not a cool down.
Cloudy with
temperature is.
Oh my god.
All right.
All right.
Anyways,
I think that was a successful first iteration of buzzer beaters.
I still won,
game.
but okay.
I smoked him.
Good game, gentlemen.
I'm
just a moderator, man. I'm not a judge. I don't decide these things. The people decide these things. All right, week 4, player of the week. It was tough. There was a lot of good players this week. I decided to go with Steph Curry of the Golden State Warriors because he had a great week, averaging 32 points a game. He's averaging almost 5 threes made per game.
Yep.
And he's shooting 61% from the field.
Steph Curry's tough. He dropped 47 against the elite Sacramento Kings, 40 against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Warriors were 3-1 this week. So he's getting them right back on track. Yeah, I mean, it's Steph Curry's generational talent.
Best shooter on the planet.
Yeah, he's gonna have weeks like this. He's gonna have weeks where sometimes we're asking, where's Steph Curry?
Where is Steph Curry? Sometimes.
I mean, he might be
He was on this week. He was here this week.
I mean, some weeks he might be doing fantastic stuff like this, and then sometimes he might be checking out people's bags at Walmart. Anyways,
that was from last week.
Oh, got you. All right.
Are we?
Yeah. Who was your player of the week, Ben?
All right.
You were on this. You were on this guy pretty hard.
So
earlier.
we've taunted his name before.
I know what I said.
And I've DM'd him. But Joel Embiid is my player of the week. And in my opinion, if you have 2 fantastic games, you're almost, like he did this week, you're almost automatically player of the week. Because let me tell you what he did against Nick's Utah Jazz.
Ugh.
It was a rough night for Nick. I wasn't there to help him recover from this. I was working.
I slept through
let me tell you something. The second I saw the notification, I lost my mind, and my coworkers witnessed it. I'm sorry to my coworkers. Anyways, Joel Embiid drops 59 points on the Utah Jazz. 11
That's
rebounds.
a career high for him, right?
I think so. 11 rebounds, 7 assists, and 7 blocks. Never happened before in NBA history where a player has had, I believe it's 50 points, like 10 plus rebounds, 7 assists. You know, the whole bit.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible. Pretty Joel Embiid. He's got to do this to you some nights. He's just got to be the best player in the world for a night, and he was that night. He had 42 points and 10 rebounds against Atlanta, leading the Philadelphia 76ers to a 2-1 record this week, getting them on the right track, kind of like Steph Curry. Averaged 42.3, 11 rebounds, and 3.3 blocks this week. Let me tell you something. It was great watching him play basketball like this. I would have figured Wilt would have done something like this, but not even he had a performance like Joel. You can look it up.
Didn't Wilt Chamberlain drop 100 points once?
No, he did, but not with all this.
Oh, not with all the other stats.
Or actually, wait. He might have had a performance like this, but it was before blocks were recorded as stats. That might be part of it too. But regardless,
Okay.
I literally said it's the reincarnation of Will Chamberlain.
Right, Wilt's dead. Ah, right. That happened a while ago. That's old news.
It's old news.
That's very old
But
news.
breaking news: Will Chamberlain, not with us anymore. Rest in peace.
Who's your player of the week, Beck?
Yeah, Beckett, talk to us.
Boston's finest, Jason Tatum.
I like that.
Yep.
Had to pick it. He deserves some respect. He's only 19, and he's putting up some crazy numbers.
What did you just say?
He doesn't know the joke.
He's only 19.
Fill him in.
Yeah, I'm not a Celtics fan. I don't know these jokes.
When he got drafted, people were like, and he's only 19.
Oh,
whatever. And then it's just every year he just
Yeah.
doesn't age because he's only 19.
Yeah. I thought this was like a Rafael Devers joke where it was like, oh, he's a baby. Or
No, he's not a baby. He's only 19. He's only 19.
That
Nick.
Deuce.
He's
Deuce is only 19.
Jason Christopher Tatum Jr.
Is his full name?
Yeah, says it right here.
Well, let me tell you, Deuce's shot in the offseason is looking very strong. I wouldn't be surprised if he's drafted in the top 10.
I saw a video of Deuce getting crossed up by his dad.
Yes, because his dad is an NBA talent. He's still budding. But let me tell you something. Deuce does not miss when he's practicing.
Deuce?
He travels sometimes, but he does not miss.
All right, this is not the Deuce segment.
Regardless.
This is about his dad.
Yeah.
Led the Sellers to an undefeated record. Like I said last week, when I'm picking my player of the week, you got to win. I'm not picking no 0-4 player that's putting up broken stats. Celtics have been winning. That's pretty much it. He
They
put
have.
up 43 against the Pistons when they were shorthanded without Brogdon, without Brown, without Horford, without Rob Williams. I mean, he stepped up and shot 50% from 3, 50% from the field, added 10 rebounds, which is huge. Yesterday in the comeback win against the Thunder, 27 points, 10 rebounds. His shot wasn't going early on. He got that crazy tech for clapping his hands.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
And all of a sudden, shots started falling. Before that, like I said, he beat the number 1 seed in the West, in my opinion, the Denver Nuggets.
Okay.
Shot 11 for 21. Again, great efficiency, 34 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. On the year, Jason Tatum is almost having a 50-40-90 season. He's almost that good. He's a little shy right now, but at about 49-37.
I want to be fair to say that he's number 3 in the MVP race right now.
Behind?
Luka and Giannis. I think you can make a case for it.
I don't know if I'd go 3. Definitely top 5. Definitely top 5.
Definitely top 5.
Maybe even 4, honestly. Right ahead of Mitchell.
Who would you put at 3 then?
Probably Jokic. Probably Joker.
He just hasn't been having as much as
Beckett said. He's still been
He's
averaging
averaging 21, 9, and 9.
Yeah, he's still averaging almost a triple double.
Yeah, but
He's always gonna be in the conversation.
his scoring is down though. I
He's
get it.
passing the ball.
I get that.
He's
but
got
he's
guys
got
around him.
scorers. But
Yeah,
it's
he's dishing the ball more.
I feel like I don't know.
His primary job isn't to score. I mean,
yeah, that's
Jokic
fair.
had a great impact on the game yesterday. Only played 28 minutes, blowout win.
I just think
He
he,
shot
should
the
be
ball 4
averaging
times.
25.
4 times he shot the ball yesterday.
I think
Went
he
4
should be
for 4.
averaging 25.
He had 8 points.
He'll get there.
14
He will,
assists.
but I think he
14
should.
assists
Yeah.
yesterday. I
But
mean,
and if
that
he's
good.
sharing the ball more, he's not gonna have as many points.
Bingo.
All right, your rookie of the week, Ben Rickovicius. Who gets honors?
For the first time
It's not
in
Paolo.
Ballin history.
Well, I had someone else week 1, but yeah.
No. I'm saying it wasn't. We don't have multiple people picking the same person. I don't think, right? Or do we?
Oh, me and Beckett have the same.
Oh,
But it's not
great.
Paolo Banchero.
that
because
kills my.
It's not Paolo Banchero because he only played 1 game this week.
He was hurt, and also because we're not doing him anymore because he's not a rookie anymore in our eyes.
He won for 3 weeks straight. And we're like, all right,
He's He's more eligible for Player of the Week. Anyways, my rookie of the week was my preseason Rookie of the Year prediction, and yes, it's probably not gonna hold up.
L
but-
prediction.
What do you mean L prediction? You didn't pick Banchero either.
L prediction.
What do you
Did
mean
you
L
pick
prediction?
Jabari Smith?
You picked your.
No, I didn't.
Who'd you
I
pick?
don't remember who you picked.
I don't remember either, but I know it wasn't Jabari Smith. Oh, I picked Keegan Murray.
Of course.
Oh yeah, I think I did.
of course
too.
he did.
It's also an L prediction.
Not yet. He'll be,
Well,
he'll be
he
better.
could when he leads them to a
All right,
play-in
why
game.
why did
Anyways,
Jaden Ivey do good this week?
Jaden Ivey, he logged the double-double against Boston, back-to-back 20-point games versus Boston and Toronto, averaging 18.2 points per game and 6.4 rebounds. He's playing great for the Pistons. He's keeping them in games. It's they're still gelling. It's not Ivy and Cade aren't going to be the problem in Detroit. It's I think more their big man situation. I really like Duran, but
Duran's awesome. Isaiah Stewart should play power forward.
Yeah.
I think he's a little too undersized to be a center.
And Marvin Bagley's still hurt, right?
Marvin Bagley is still hurt.
I think when he comes back, he'll be the center, and we'll see if we get anything from him. But
I
looking
just
like a
wanna
bust
say,
right now. But
shout out to Jaden Ivey.
Yeah.
Team was pretty terrible this week, as they usually are, which shouldn't really matter for Rookie of the Week, in my opinion.
yeah, Rookie of the Week is a little
numbers.
different.
But they were without Cade.
Yeah.
So he's putting up these blank numbers, like these numbers on a team that's losing a lot of games without their best player. Sure, logged a double-double against the Celtics.
No,
Cade Cunningham wasn't there.
This week was good for him because he had the ability to feel like he was the number one option
That's true.
on an NBA team, which that's going to boost your confidence when you have a good week like that. So now when they get Cade back and he is their true number one option, he's just going to play all the better because he's had that experience and he's been putting up those stats. So
yeah.
look for Jaden Ivey to
Certainly
continue
has been
to
a
take
top
step.
3 rookie so far.
Yeah,
this
agreed.
season.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And I think
And I think you and I also had the other top 3 rookie. Me and Beckett both decided to go with Benedict Mathurin of the Indiana Pacers. This is, for me, his second Rookie of the Week honor. I picked him in week 1.
You guys are holding hands for this whole episode.
I like Benedict Mathurin, dude.
I mean-
He put up 30 against the Nuggets.
This is why we need a guest.
30 against the Nuggets.
This is why we need a guest because I feel isolated over here. There's just a lot of agreement.
If you want to get into his stats even more,
get into
go
Benedict
for it.
Mathurin.
But like he's been playing really well on both sides of the ball. He's rebounding well. He's not a huge passer. He's not going to give you crazy assist numbers, but he's shooting really efficient as well.
He is.
And I don't know. He had a great week.
Yeah, I mean, Nick said it. But also, something I do want to say, the Pacers are better than expected.
Yeah,
and
they're
he's
winning
still putting up
games.
great numbers. So that's, I know, like, it's Rookie of the Week. It's not like MVP. It's not like your team has to be the 1 seed to be Rookie of the Week. But Mathurin is impressing me, and he's leading the Pacers to some wins. So that's why I gave him the nod over Ivy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Another rookie who had a decent week. His numbers weren't quite good enough for me to give him Rookie of the Week honors.
Yeah, give him
Marjon Beauchamp. He was averaging 12 points a game in like 20 minutes.
I don't know if it was 12.
It was like 12 or 13 points a game.
Still, I thought he was
This
one of the
week.
better. I
Just
thought he
this
was the
week.
better options off the Bucks bench this week.
Yeah,
And
he's
obviously-
been a good bench option.
Well,
for
you
him.
want to know why he's been playing so much.
Yeah, because
Everyone's
Giannis
hurt. And Drew's hurt.
Yeah.
Against your Spurs,
Yeah.
then you're saying, Spurs beat the Bucks. He played
Yeah.
30.
No, I'm
34
not
minutes.
saying. Listen, it's still a feat. It's still impressive that they beat them. I'm not saying it's like oh my goodness, like it's the greatest upset in sports history. But,
Anyway, those are players of the week.
yeah.
Ben, if you have anything else, Beck?
Hey, we're about to go on Thanksgiving break, which means
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, which means no episode next Tuesday. So we'll have a little bit of more stuff to cover when we are back from break on Tuesday. Potentially our first day or our first episode with a guest. We'll keep you guys posted on
I'll
that.
think about it.
I just want to say I'm thankful for the Boston Celtics. I'm thankful for Jason Tatum, and I'm thankful for you boys.
Yeah. Take us out.
All right, Beckett, you want to take us out, or you want me to take us out? You want to come up with another stat like you did last time? Because that was kind of cool. Anyways,
yeah, you like my Kevin Love stat?
I did like your Kevin Love stat. So anyways, thank you guys for listening to episode number 7 of Ballin. We'll be out on Spotify at some point today, November 15th, yada yada. We'll be out on YouTube probably this Friday or Saturday. I'm trying to get better about posting those, but it does take a while to give you content and stuff like that. We're trying to get more views on YouTube. We've only been averaging, I think, like 5 or 7 views per episode. So, I mean, I am putting hours of editing into this. So, like, if you guys want to laugh more, like, go to YouTube. And you want to see our beautiful faces, because I think we do have beautiful faces, go to YouTube. Anyways, that's pretty much it for us. Thank you guys for another awesome episode.
I got a
of Ballin'.
stat. I
All
got
right,
a stat.
Beckett, I'm throwing it to you.
This is how we're ending the show.
End it.
First of all, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yep.
Thanks for listening to me kill Ben.
Not true.
And I'm going to back it up again.
Oh, God.
The NBA leader in turnovers so far this year, 4.2 per game, Joel Embiid. See y'all in 2 weeks. Boom, smoked your ass.
Not true. Not true. It's not true.
It is true.
It's not
4.2.
true.
I deadass went on NBA stats, and I was like, oh, I can say who's the leader in turnovers. It
Okay,
was
well,
deadass
turnovers
Embiid.
happen.
I smoked his ass.
Not true.
He's that
Not
bad.
true.
See
Not
ya.
true.
See ya.